The finger of suspicion has been pointing at Bob Lambert for many years. He became one of the most high-profile undercover officers deployed by the Metropolitan Police and gained notoriety for deceiving 4 women into sexual relationships while undercover as Bob Robinson and having a son with one of them.
Was the reality that you regarded seducing young women during the course of your deployment as a perk of the job?
That was not me, and that is important for me to say. I'm not making excuses. It was wrong, but I was not that person.
Now 72, he is the person who's become the focus of the marathon public inquiry into undercover policing. Unusually for a spy, he was never camera shy. A photo gallery documents his infiltration of the Animal Liberation Front. He wrote campaign leaflets, transported activists to protests, took part in demonstrations, and all the while filing hundreds of intelligence reports to his special branch bosses. But there was no specific warning of arson attacks on Debenham stores back in 1987. Incendiary devices caused £9 million worth of damage. At that time, Bob Lambert was in a relationship with Belinda Harvey. She told the inquiry last week that he confessed to her his part.
Did Lambert tell you in advance of the attacks that Debenhams was the target?
Yeah, he did. He said something about putting them in the sofas in the fur department. Obviously, I tried to dissuade him. And then he said to me, "Oh, I can't." I mean, he said, his very words, I remember. He said, "Oh, I can't. I'm in it too deep."
Did you say that to Belinda after the attacks?
I'm sure that I did not.
I thought we were pretty good friends, and I looked up to him. He was older than me, 10 years older, and he exuded a sort of confidence and belief about him.
Paul Gravett says he was a member of Bob Lambert's Animal Liberation Front cell. This is the van, is it?
This is the van, yeah, Bob Lambert's van. You can see the cushions there for people to sit on when he transported us around, taking us to demonstrations.
The Debenhams plan involved Bob Lambert targeting one store himself while he aimed for Reading.
We did have a meet-up after the devices were placed, and he said that he'd placed them in the store. I didn't manage to place mine because there was a problem with the train. I couldn't get there in time. So I know he told us that he had placed a device there, as had the other 2. As a result of something that he instigated, 2 people went to prison for quite a long time, and he got away with it.
Jeff Shepherd was one of the 2 convicted and sentenced for the Debenhams attacks. The inquiry's chair raised the prospect that Lambert's undercover role was pivotal.
Lambert, according to your evidence, was either a leader or the leader of the proposal to use incendiary devices to target stores. Yet he played no part in their construction. Can you deal with that?
Yeah, that is true. He did not play a part in their construction, yes. As an undercover police officer, he probably had his reasons for, trying to distance himself a little bit, perhaps.
I think both Paul Gravett and Jeff Shepherd would have adequate grounds or adequate motivation in terms of simple revenge. I deceived them.
They were by no means the only ones he deceived, and according to Bob Lambert, not the only ones seeking revenge.
There's just absolutely no reason for me to have made these things up. I've got no motivation whatsoever. I wasn't even an activist of any kind.
A total of 6 witnesses have sworn under oath to the inquiry that Bob Lambert, MBE, was instrumental in the anti-fur attacks on Debenhams. At stake are potential miscarriages of justice for at least the two who went to prison more than 30 years ago. The inquiry will have to decide where the truth lies.